Alright. Welcome to Goofing Tonight. What's up, Goofonians? It is Monday, November 10th, 2025. Tomorrow is 11/11/2025. I can't wait till Minyaner. What's this? Bass drum, shake the alien ground. Goof on, we rock, we roll, we roll. All right. I like it. As a matter of fact, I love it. As a matter of fact, I like all the stuff you guys send me. It's fun. I listen to it when I work out as well as FAFO. And I was going to play a song from them, that Patriot channel, but I didn't want to do that. This isn't that type of show. Capiche? Hey, yeah, capiche. There it is. I love it. I love it. Yeah, tonight we're going to talk about, don't speak. Delusional? We're going to ask Gemini if Harvey Loeb, I almost said, because of Harvard. Harvard. I'm a little high. Just a little bit. Stop. It's not that big, it is. So we try to bring it down with what I like to call liberal tears. Juicy fruit. We got a problem. Avi Loeb is killing UFOlogy. Somebody left a message on X about it. Should we fire Avi Loeb, he asks. Yeah. No. Well, yeah. No. But let's give him an ass whipping. You know what I mean? Like, not physical. Like, nobody talk about him ever again. As soon as this thing zips out and there's no more interstellar objects to worry about, boom. What else can he say? There's nothing Avi Loeb can say that can save him. The guy sounds delusional. And but he's not. That smile tells me something different. Hello, everybody. I'm Avi Loeb. Today, there is going to be a mothership coming down into our solar system to kill us all. Maybe. There is a 40% chance we're dead. I'm smiling because I like the idea of an alien craft giving us humans such little attention. All of this attention, they want to wipe us out. How do you know they want to wipe us out, Avi? I know nothing about them. But here on Earth, anytime the white man, wait a second. Don't you do that. Don't you say we stole this land. Stole the land. We bought it for what? 17 million, 15, whatever. We bought it. We didn't steal it. We made a deal with Pocahontas and Chief Strongman. We did it all. Give us a break, man. We're not that mad. And it was the Republicans who didn't want slavery anymore. Democrats who kept it going. I know you don't know, but you need to know this. You don't care. You don't care. Avi Loeb is killing ufology. That's all I'm saying. Just a little bit. Yeah, maybe that one. Yeah. Who's here tonight? Good. Glad to see you. Let's get going. David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Now stop it. Welcome to the show, Jammer. Travels. Welcome to the show. Hey, Leadfoot Rich. This is so weird. Who are all these people? You guys are from another universe. I know this one. There's always a halo above J.J. Angels. Like J.J. Abrams, but you guys. I like it. I like it. And welcome to the show. Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. UFO 91566. Welcome to the show. Brian Yates, welcome to the show. Hey, Jenny Milko, welcome to this show. All right. Well, Dastardly Man. What a great name that is. Welcome to the show. I like this. I think I know you 30 years ago. Nah. Raven. Welcome to the... All right. Bernie Muro. Tony. How you doing? Mr. Sunshine. Welcome to the show. If I didn't say your name, it's because I ran out of them. Let's start. Yeah, well, that's the truth. Huh? Oh, I want to play this for you. This is fun. I want to warm you up, and I know some of you are going to be like, why are you doing this? Oh, no, he's turning into a political channel. No, I'm not. Funny's funny. This is just funny. I just want to play a few jokes from, what's his name? Quinn Dale or something? Quinn Dale. Just a couple jokes. This guy's great. I want to laugh. Can I laugh? I just want to have a chuckle. Just a little bit. Can I do that? You don't even have to look at them.
Some words aren't even racist, but you still can't say them. I'll give you an example. If you react, you're a actor. Okay? If you research, you're a
searcher.
Okay? If you renege, you're a We should have a Mexican president, man. I look at my gardener. He's the hardest worker I've ever met. I'd like
Bernardo.
to ask his opinion on things. I was like, Bernardo, what do you think about inflation? Food's out of control. No one should go to sleep hungry. He was like, then stay up. Work a night shift or something.
I think he was married to a Mexican for a while, so his Latino accent is actually spot on.
What are you, man? Can I ask?
Yeah, sure, Indian.
Indian? Ah, well. Did I say that right? You Mexican, right? A little bit?
Mexican, Japanese.
Mexican what?
Japanese.
Mexican and Japanese. That's got to be a weird accent, right? Coleslaw! What's going on with you, sister? You're something, huh? Filipino. Oh, all right. What Kaiser do you work at? What's her name, ma'am? May I ask your number?
Angelica.
Angelica. Very nice. It's pretty nice. What's that?
Angelica.
Sorry. Okay. Got it. It's the same name.
All right. Just a little huckle chuckle to get us started. Bernie Muro, you reminded me of something. That's right, folks. Bernie started us with a little something that helps keep the channel running. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All those links are in the show description if you want to help support Truthology for UFOlogy, which is GoofOn, in case you were wondering, what's this Truthology for UFOlogy? I thought this was GoofOn. Is that another channel? No. It's our mantra. I like it. I don't know who came up with it. Just a couple of people. I forget, really. It was a couple of years ago. We were hiking up Mount Kilauea. And anyway, thank you, Bernie, for the $5 super chat. It's a super dono. Here at GoofOn, a dono is a donation with no sticker, comment, question. It's pure love, man. That's how guys do it over here. Or women, you can do it too. Thank you very much, Bernie. A continuing supporter of GoofOn, he is. And he shall be. Welcome to the show. My throat's been hurting for like 5, 7, 8, 9 all day. All right, what is... Hold on a second. Oh, good. I thought the show didn't, I've had those problems. Lately it's been pretty good. All right. I'm not going to start off with the Arnold Schwarzenegger routine. There's a reason for it, and you're going to learn. However, I'm a little bit frustrated that we have to keep talking about Three-Eye Atlas. But it's moving ever so weirdly. We didn't know what Michio Kaku said, did we? We haven't even gotten around to Kaku. Yeah, well, isn't this the Kaku clip? Oh my God, that sounds so stupid. Three-Eye Atlas isn't just another comet. It's an interstellar visitor with properties unlike anything we've seen before. Below is the official scientific perspective on this strange object by world-renowned physicist Dr. Michio Kaku. Truth matters, especially when the universe starts acting weird. In 7 seconds, I am going to show you the clip. 5 seconds. 4, 3, hurry. 2, I won't make it. 1, and I'm not. I'm late. Plus.
All of us here on Earth. To help get some answers and some perspective, we are joined by world-renowned physicist Dr. Michio Kaku. He's co-founder of the string field theory, author of Quantum Supremacy, How the Quantum Computer Revolution Will Change Everything. Dr. Kaku, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And let's jump right into this.
It's
I want
raining.
to start with the new images of Three-Eye Atlas, not from our own NASA. We are still waiting on those. These ones are out of Spain. Some are noting it looks like this object has lost its tail after passing the sun. What's your take here? And if there's no tail, does that mean this is indeed not a comet?
Well, I have my own point of view on this, and that is that this is a very old object, perhaps 7 billion years old. And in 7 billion years, there's been...
Okay. All right. Let's calm down. Calm down. I know. I can hear it. It is CIG or CGI, Project Bluebeam. Holy mackerel. Hey, Jar Jar. Is that real? 9 months already. Dude, thank you so much. Jar Jar Binks celebrates 9 months. And hello to Thor Penku. Welcome to this show. Hello, Marcel. How you doing, man? Hey. All right. Thanks for being a member. Ooh, what did I just do? All over the place. Come on with these numbers. He and Avi should team up and call it the Avi Loeb probe. That is phenomenal. You guys should be in this seat. All right, I'm going to continue this. Oh, I wanted to say thank you for that membership continuing, but this guy Michio Kaku sounds old. Did he get old overnight? He sounds a little old. He used to come on and sound excited, and he would get into it, but now he's like, here we've got and his voice is groggily. Listen, here we go. I'm sorry, guys. Go.
And that is that this is a very old object, perhaps 7 billion years old.
Is he talking about himself?
And in 7 billion years, there's been plenty of time to accumulate garbage. That's why, for example, the nickel content.
The reason I paused it was to ask how he would know if it's 7 billion or 13. How does he know? You know what he did? He went right in the middle. Because they think the universe is 13, 14 billion years old. I don't know if it went up to 22 billion because of the James Webb telescope. I think they see differently further. I'm not sure if I remember that correctly. But whatever, Hubble, we forever thought of 14 billion years, 13.8. So we just rounded up. And he just went right down the middle. 7. Yep. You know, if I say 7, it could be 3.5 one way or the other. So I go with 7. I can't be too wrong, right? I mean, that's all he did. It was a best guess. That's not science. That's a guesstimate. We do that. You don't even need a degree. All right, let's keep going.
Of the comet is off scale. Its chemical composition is not what an ordinary comet should be. And that, I think, is because over 7 billion years, it's had plenty of time to accumulate different gases, different elements, different kinds of environments that it goes into. And I think that explains a lot of the mystery behind the comet. And everyone's talking about it. I was on the airplane the other day and overheard some people talking over my shoulder. And sure enough, they were talking about the comet too.
Did you pop your head over the seat and say, hi, I'm Dr. Michio Kaku, one of the foremost experts on this, and this is my opinion?
No, I did not say that. But I'm giving them my opinion.
Yeah.
It is a 7 billion year old comet, and that's why it's different. It's different from other comets. Comets in our solar system.
Hold on. What did he just say? Because I was acting childish. What did he just say here?
Opinion.
Yeah.
It is a 7 billion year old comet, and that's why it's different. It's different from other comets. Comets in our solar system, for example, are maybe only 3 to 4 billion years old. This one is a very old comet, and as a consequence, it has plenty of time to accumulate garbage. And that's one of the characteristics of this comet. It has nickel, iron content, which is different from the average comet.
You know, we're still waiting on it.
I understand what he's saying, but is that true? They're like magnets? Because they're smashing into other rocks. I'm assuming that's why he's saying that, yeah? And clouds and all sorts of gases. Is that what I'm hearing? Huh. I find that very simple. Yeah, because I really thought, I know the universe is filled with this stuff, but can't we see where this rock went to and figure out a timeline of where it tracked back 7 billion years? Yeah, we can do that. I want to see it. I want to know where and what clouds it went through to accumulate such strange gases when, oh my whole life I've been hearing we're all made of the same stuff, right? Is that just in this galaxy? Because the universe is filled with other galaxies, yeah? So, do we know everything that's out there? There's no way. There's got to be another million, but there isn't. You would think there'd be a million different types of minerals and stuff that are like so far across the universe we can't see it or know about it. I don't know. It seems like there would be an infinite number of like gold, like there would be different stages of gold, different types of gold, maybe different types of diamonds. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a dude with, I'm a very big hobby into this. And I'm like you, most of you. I don't know everything, but I know some things and I forget a little bit here and there. And then I hear this. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Can that be it? They're just smashing into things and collecting gases and rocks along the way? Is it that simple?
An updated image of this object from NASA. We see Representative Anna Paulina Luna sharing this week that it will not be shared.
Well, then my reason for saying that, or was it created that way and then something hit a planet and it broke off? So there.
Until the government is reopened. Do you make anything of this? Is NASA hiding something here?
Sounds like it, right? I mean, what have they got to lose? I mean, it's only a sheet of paper. I mean, it's not like a top secret thing you put in a safe. It's just a sheet of paper. So what have they got to lose by announcing that they have this information?
Amen.
Because it fosters more and more speculation. And at a certain point, it becomes
Tony.
counterproductive.
You've been closely monitoring 3i Atlas for months now. I'm tracking these anomalies, some bizarre behavior. What are the odds that we're dealing with something not just old, but something?
Okay, so Thor, I love these type of questions because I want to know how it's a distraction because we're talking about it now. Because I said this earlier and several times, like I don't believe in distractions. I believe they're trying to distract. Okay. How much time do we spend on this a day? I'll tell you, I don't spend more than, 10 minutes reading the updates on 3i Atlas. So if 10 minutes a day is a distraction from my regular routine of finding out other rabbit hole answers and other things that I have questions about, I don't see how it's a distraction at all. It's not really something it's gripping us, like gripping the nation, and we're all glued to the TV. Excuse me. If you could say Charlie Kirk was a distraction, right? Because that's for 2 weeks, that's all people talked about, maybe a week and a half. So that could be a distraction. Yeah, but you figure you spend 2 hours a day on Charlie Kirk. That's a lot. And then you go into your regular routine. See, I just never bought into anything being a distraction from what you focus on. So if you're really focusing on a certain part of the government or a certain part of this, you're not going to give that much attention to other things. That's how we compartmentalize ourselves from being distracted. I know the general public doesn't think that way. They're not as smart as individuals and thinking for ourselves. But yeah, I know a lot of people think that, Thor. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is. I mean, I'm only going by myself and other shows that I see. When Charlie Kirk, I mean, they're still talking about Charlie Kirk, but maybe 30 minutes of the day. And then they do their other stuff. So I don't know, man. But it is interesting how they're really pushing that this could be some sort of alien ship. And Michio Kaku saying 7 billion years old. Yeah, that's got to be a guess. But in 7 billion years, it can only go so many places. So where did it go? That's what he's not saying. I want to know where it went. Thank you, Thor. Appreciate it.
That's extraterrestrial in nature.
I think it's non-zero, but it's very small. So far, it looks like an ordinary comet. It behaves like an ordinary comet. And except for these a few anomalies, it does act like an ordinary comet. And so I think it's really pointless to preserve secrets to keep things away from the American public. The public want to know.
What?
Avi Loeb, meanwhile, out of Harvard, believes that
What did he just say? I think he just contradicted himself. No? Maybe I'm thinking he did. Oh, let me hear this. That was weird.
Ordinary comet. And at a certain point, it becomes counterproductive.
you've been closely monitoring 3i Atlas for months now. I'm tracking these anomalies, some bizarre behavior. What are the odds that we're dealing with something not just old, but something that's extraterrestrial in nature?
I think it's non-zero, but it's very small. So far, it looks like an ordinary comet. It behaves like an ordinary comet. And except for these a few anomalies, it does act like an ordinary comet. And so I think it's really pointless to preserve secrets to keep things away from the American public.
Except for these few anomalies. Not one. Two is usually a few. But it sounds like he means 3, maybe more, 4. That's a lot of anomalies if it's just 3. If it's more than 1, ooh, well, there may be a pattern emerging. So, yeah, very, very tricky job he's got if he's really hiding something. God, I would hate to be, I would hate to have these secrets on my shoulders if they are.
The public want to know.
Avi Loeb, meanwhile, out of Harvard, believes that 3i Atlas may be revving its engine. Any thoughts on that?
Well, there's a possibility. You have to put probabilities with regards to all the speculation. Avi Loeb was very careful later on to say that the probability of his speculations are quite low. And so we have to put this into perspective that these are guesses. And as a consequence, they're not 100%.
I can't believe he just said that. Yeah, they are guesses. I guess it's okay to hypothesize, theorize, and guesserize. Tell us, Avi. I'm going to make a guess, and this guess could be right, it could be wrong. No shit, just tell us.
3i Atlas has been added to the International Asteroid Warning Network to prepare Earth for a potential threat from beyond. We understand the object is going to get as close as 167 million miles away from Earth by December 19th. That is just weeks from now. Is there any reason for us to be concerned?
Personally, I don't think so. I think it's quite a distance away. We're not going to be invaded by aliens from a Hollywood movie set. So I think that it's harmless. It's so far away that we're not going to be endangered.
Yeah, Professor Avi Loeb has really been out in front of all of this, theorizing this could be extraterrestrial in nature. Perhaps this is a craft coming, doing some reconnaissance, just coming to check us out. What is your message to him? What do you have to say about his theories?
Well, speculation is fine, but you have to quantify it. You have to say that what is the level of confidence on the speculation? Is it 100%? Is it 1%? Otherwise, you panic the public. And the public wants to know the truth. Because afterwards, if it turns out it was a false alarm, then there's going to be a public backlash. People are going to say, what? We wasted all our efforts and there was no danger at all. So I think when you mention the dangers, you have to quantify it to say how realistic is this estimate.
I know that you warned if 3i Atlas picks up extra energy as it whips around the sun, that would mean in no uncertain terms that some intelligence is guiding it. Is there any indication some intelligence may be guiding this?
So far, no. However, there's been some speculation that it seems to be speeding up a little bit as it goes around the sun.
That's
But remember,
that's kind of concerning. I mean, the quote was that intelligence would be there if it sped up around the sun, no? And it did.
to a slight degree, right? And however, there are reasons why it could happen. For example, maybe the comet broke a piece of it off. Maybe there was outgassing of the comet. There could be reasons that explain why there's a sudden spurt in velocity. So that's not a smoking gun. That doesn't nail it to the wall. It's just one condition that we would use to guide us into thinking that perhaps there's intelligent life there, but it's not definitive.
Yeah, what is the next thing that you are watching out for most closely then? What would be the smoking gun, nail it to the wall, other than, of course, it just landing? And like you said, some creatures
Seems like he's
crawling out
being
from a
honest,
Hollywood
yeah.
set.
Yeah, well, I think if ET phones home, that would clinch it right there.
Is there anything more scientific than that you'll be watching out for next in its trajectory?
Well, if they try to communicate with us, some kind of Morse code, some kind of language that we would understand, some mathematical language, for example, that would clinch it. Rather than getting static on a radio, getting an alien civilization share their knowledge with us. That would nail it to the wall.
Yeah, one more question on this before we move to AI, because I understand there is a deep fake that you've been battling recently, and I want to hear more about that. Tell us what we need to know about this. It seems like there is a lot of speculation. It sounds like your message to the public is that they shouldn't be too concerned about this.
Well, you can just Google it. When you Google the name of the comet, there I am. I'm on several networks talking nonsense.
All right, we know what he thinks. There's nothing to worry about. I can't believe it was going on that long. I'm trying to be sociable in the chat with people and, trying to find some cool questions and things of that nature. I don't know if I like me that small. What? That's not what she said. Okay, thank you. Subconscious. Huh? Okay, this guy gets it, but I'm not going to play that yet. I know I said 3i Atlas. We're not going to talk much about it, but every day, if somebody new comes out and says something that could, be different than what other people are saying, then we'll look at it. Lee. All right? All right, let me see what this is. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. No. Is this the dark journalist? No, I don't want to do that. Oh my God. I have to do some other Bigfoot thing. This is getting crazy. I can't show it now, and I want to so bad. I don't even want to tell you what it is because I don't want you to go look for it. All right, let me put this in. Fire Avi Loeb, says Cord Wienerbird. God help us. He is a grifter and an embarrassment to the scientific community. Michael Merrifield posted an excellent deconstruction of Avi Loeb's embarrassing nonsense. And the link is supposed to be here. So when I click on this, no more. Freaking people. Why do they do this? That would have been fun to talk about. Everything was detailed. Oh, okay. Everybody here knows who Sammy Hagar is, yeah? Can't believe I'm talking about this. I don't know, something just shifted. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Let me pull this up. And it says Kesha and Chris Bledsoe and Sammy Hagar singing hymns and calling down orbs. Now, we only get a 34-second look. This was posted by Robert Laser, not Bob Lazar. Of course, they wish, but here we go. Right, I'm going to go in there so you get more screenage. Let's see these UFOs, shall we? Could be anything, yeah? That could be an airplane coming in for landing.
There's one you can't see with the naked eye.
And of course, it's too
Right
dark.
beside it that's coming kind of out
Anytime
of the
you
water.
zoom in or out with some phones, they have their brightness.
Yeah, wait, there's another one.
Oh, by the way, that's an airplane, that's an airplane. There's blinking lights. Come on. Oh, God, how embarrassing, guys. And that's why it's only 34 seconds, because probably you get to see the landing lights come on or off, or something changes, and oh, it's an airplane. Never mind. We'll still post it, though. Nobody will know. Well, we thought it was a UFO. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's morphing. Or maybe it's changing to trick us. That's what they'll do to justify posting a bullshit video that they know isn't a UFO. Most likely a plane. Well, they know it's a plane, but they were fooled for 34 seconds. We're going to post it. And people will think what we thought, but we can't show any more than 34 seconds. Once we get to that 35th second, people are going to know it's an airplane. All day, cuz. All day, cuz. I'll be debunking the shh. All day, cuz. Yeah, boy. All right. Now we got Mick West. I gotta, look, I can't help it. I gotta post this. This is unbelievable. Chemtrails are not real. And I say, you know what? I'm about to be on fire. He says they are misidentified contrails. You ready? Even though the government already admitted there are chemtrails, and there's laws that prohibit the spraying of chemtrails over cities like Florida, Texas, and some parts of California. So they do it over the Gulf of America or out in the Pacific or over the Atlantic, and the breeze takes it over the state anyway. Capiche? Geoengineering is a real but largely theoretical field that investigates how we might deliberately change the climate to mitigate the effects of the CO2 increase. The spray things from planes, theoretical methods. That's Mick West. After there's been documents and documents and documents admitting there's chemtrails. Why do I have to? You know, it's not my fault. I mean, I'm only here once, right? We all got to do what we got to do, right? And when people do things wrong, you got to correct them. And the world needs to know the truth. But capiche? Hold on, let me pull it up. Easy. I can only pull it up once a night. Gosh, all over Tucker Carlson. Oh, well, this is interesting. Weather modification is cloud seeding, which has been done openly since the 1950s to slightly increase local rainfall from existing clouds. It's done with small planes and does not leave trails. It does not change the climate. All this was soundly debunked years ago. Years ago. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look at that link right now with you. Let's go take a look. I'm putting it in. We're going to go slide over to this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I didn't mean to go to chemtrails like this. It just happened. Can you put me on the outside so, yeah, so they can see? Yeah, there. Small. The most common version is simply that normal contrails should not persist in the sky. They immediately leave the plane's ass, seconds after, 30 seconds. So the persistent trails must be chemtrails. Well, the simplest ways to debunk this is to note that all known books on clouds and weather say that contrails sometimes persist, as seen in this video. Oh.
There's a common belief in the chemtrail community.
Oh, by the way, I have been an extreme... No. I studied chemtrails big time for 6 years. And then I said, you know what? They just admitted it. End of story.
Persist for more than a minute or so, and that if it does, that means it's a chemtrail. Where does this idea come from? If you look at the internet, you see a lot of things like this.
And that's not necessarily true. Okay, this is going to take forever. This show isn't about chemtrails tonight. The thing is, I'll put the link to that in the show description so you guys can go check it out at your leisure. I think that's fair. It's just it's going to take me 30 minutes. I know, because I know me, and I'm not going to leave it and say, we went this far, I can't do any more because I have more show to do on other stuff. I didn't plan that. So that's like a bonus. You're welcome. Hey, welcome to the show, FAP and Ishigo Dirk Skirtiger. This person. Who this? Ichigo Dirk Schneider. Dirk Schneider. Why do I know that? Isn't that a video game guy? Dirk Schneiderville? Dirk Schneider. I love the name, though. Dirk Schneider. Christopher, how you doing? Fog on, lag on. How you doing, Fog Log 1, 2, 3? I like the Fog Log. Kind of worked its magic right into my happy zone. Good. It's a good name. Hold on. I heard something. I want to make sure I don't have any emergencies in the family. Things are getting tight. I don't like it. All right. Chemtrails are real. All right, let's move on. Yeah, I'm not even going to play that Mick West thing. Forget it. I don't know why I thought that would be interesting. Oh, a little Elizondo news. Well, I don't even know what this is. I'll be honest. I don't know. I saw it. I looked at it. And I said, I'll figure it out. Let's take a look. This is from Vetted on X. Here we go. Yeah, put me in there. Thanks, Coach. It says Gato Amarillo is Lou Elizondo. Oh, cat. Amarillo cat. Got it. Gato. Allegedly. Well, since he's used that in his interviews. And this says from Red Panda Koala, the ungrooming continues. Klaus, Von Klaus, reveals he was vetted to be in a group chat with Hal Put-Off, Jay Stratton, Valet, Jacques Valet, Keen, Leslie, Kit Green, and many others. Oh. Klaus down here says, I need to correct the record. I wasn't groomed by Gary Nolan, and at least not in the way Sam and Josh are trying to spin it over on UFOx. By the way, keep it up, guys, but I was recruited by him to be in the group chat below. I probably should have said vetted. Have a good night. Who cares? Really? Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks? These are the details I'd like to get to in executive session. Yeah, we all would, wouldn't we?
Do you have any people paid by the CIA
Remember
who
this?
are working for television networks.
Remember this?
This, I think, gets
Network,
into the
right?
kind of
Isn't
getting
that the
into
movie?
the details,
Network?
Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session. Have any people being paid
Nixon?
by the CIA who are contributing to the national news services, AP and UPI? Well, again, I think we're getting into the kind of detail, Mr. Chairman, that I'd prefer to handle in executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them. And I think it was entirely in order for our correspondents at that time to make use of CIA agent chiefs of station and other members of the executive staff of CIA as sources of
Man. Wow. It's never going to end. You can't get away from the corruption. You can never get away from the liars. They're always going to be in this world. It's just human nature, yeah? Because when people do not follow the law, this is what happens, and things spiral out of control. Because it starts at the top. And I'm not accusing Nancy Pelosi, but I mean, all of those people who knew her and associated with her became very rich. Insider trading, alleged. Well, you know. Yeah. I don't know. What is she worth? 300 million? 175 million? It's a lot of millions. It's a lot. Yeah, it's sad. It's your money, my money. Now it's their money. Is this wonderful or Brian Cox? Well, somebody said they wish somebody was interviewing Brian Cox. But I have something here. This is really wonderful, it says, and this is by Brian Cox. Well, that's an interesting coinkydink, isn't it? A visitor from another solar system that may well be older than our solar system. He says, I think with all the nonsense around this comet, we're in danger of missing how fascinating it is and how much we'll learn from a scientific point of view. Let me pull this up because I am a huge fan of this guy. I forgot I had this. Oh, forget it. It's 9 seconds. I'm not going to play around for 9 seconds. It just says what I just said. Damn it. I thought it was 9 minutes when I opened it. It's not. But I can tell you something, and this should scare everybody. All right, maybe it won't. Stephen Greenstreet posted this. It was Tucker Carlson said this. He says, I'm gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked that Tucker Carlson admits his 4 dogs sleep in his bed with him, yet he doesn't even consider that the scratch marks came from them. Nope, it was a demon. That's right. Why couldn't it be his dogs? I would have known it was my... No. I bet you $1,000,000 it's the dogs. Oh, that makes so much sense, dude. He didn't even think about it because, in all the excitement and stuff that's going through his head, he was distracted. There we go. And I know the clock's wrong. It's off by an hour because I tried fixing it, but I just can't. I don't know what's wrong with it. And none of the buttons want to work. Check this out. This is scaring me.
And then I go to bed with my wife and 4 dogs who sleep in the bed. My wife said 4 children. My dogs are hunting dogs. All 5 of them wake up like that. Like they are. We have no home invaders in my house. I wake up at 2:30 in the morning. I check my and I couldn't breathe at all.
Oh.
My throat was closed. It wasn't like I was apnea or was strong as I couldn't breathe. So I get up, I stand in the doorway of our bedroom, and I'm like, wow, I'm dying. I could feel myself starting to gray out. And then I started walking in the backyard, and then it slowly came back. Like my throat kind of opened up a little bit. I was like really weirded out. I walk back in, and my wife wakes up. She goes, what is going on? I said, I don't know. I can't breathe. I feel better now. And all of a sudden, I had this horrible pain underneath my arms, like on the side of my chest. Like bad. I thought I'd been like ripped with a knife or something. It just was very intense. So I go into the bathroom, I flip on the light, and I have claw marks on both sides.
You know what it was? It tried lifting them, I bet. Or it hugged them or squeezed them or just...
Wow. On right and left side.
I hope he took pictures. No pictures? I don't believe it.
On my ribs. And they're bleeding, and they're literally claw marks, 4 on either side.
I never heard
don't
this.
fit my fingers, and I sleep on my side. So how could? And by the way, no one woke up, so I show my wife, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I have this like crazy intense desire to read the Bible, so I read the Bible, and I pass out in like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and I
me
wake
too.
up the next morning, I thought, man, did I have a wild dream? And then I see blood in my sheets, and I go in the bathroom, and I have these bloody marks. And my wife goes, I think you were attacked by some supernatural being. And I was like trying to be logical about it. And I was like, yeah, I definitely was. And then I called one of my producers who's like, oh yeah, well, that's pretty common. I was like, what? And I've had a couple other experiences.
Ah. And he had other couple experiences? He is on shrooms, Albie. He is on shrooms. My God. I've had some interesting things. I've had what seemed like burn marks. You know, I always wanted to show that, and I've yet to show it. And that was 4 years ago. And I got these burn marks. I woke up. I don't know how they got there, but it was like, it scarred me a little. It was pretty deep. Yep. And after the first day, it was burning. And it kept getting worse and worse. So I went to the doctor, and it was 2nd-degree burns. Mm-hmm. So whatever burned me didn't, because I was sleeping in a t-shirt, went through my shirt. Didn't burn the shirt, but my shoulder was burnt. Those pictures are wild. It's so weird. I want to show it, but I have to do it the right way. I forgot all about that. Anyway, let's move on. So I believe Tucker could have had that happen to him, is what I'm saying. Oh, here's more. I think this is the, okay, it says Tucker Carlson thinks the U.S. government made a deal with demons in order to get nuclear technology that he said demons are flying inside UFOs all around America. Say what? I never seen this interview. Why? How did I miss this? This is embarrassing. Hold on. I don't know. I want to believe him. I have no reason not to. All right, go.
All right. Now, I know you're into this topic.
What we're seeing, these phenomena are spiritual phenomena.
Oh.
They've been here forever. There's a lot of evidence of that in the written record going back thousands
What do you
of
mean?
years. They're angels and demons, of course. The way to know what the truth is by figuring out what they're trying to prevent you from believing. And if you look at the U.S. government propaganda, DOD propaganda, on the question of UFOs, UAPs, the one thread that connects all of it is that these are not supernatural. These are little green men from Mars. They're weather phenomenon. They're experimental aircraft. The one thing that they don't want you to believe is that they are spiritual entities.
Why would that be so threatening to them?
Well, that's a great question. That is the question. Consistent with what we know about spiritual forces, which is always a deal. bow down before me and all of this will be yours. I mean, it's kind of the core story in the New Testament, and it's the template for our own lives. And there is a lot of informed speculation that the U.S. government has participated in this.
Hey, Kelly Lewis.
And the defense technology, in particular nuclear technology, is the product of that. I will say one extremely interesting thing that no one seems to know is that it's not exactly clear where nuclear technology came from.
What was that last thing you just said there?
Interesting thing that no one seems to know is that it's not exactly clear where nuclear technology came from.
It's not exactly clear where our nuclear technology came from. Oh, well. I want to ask, but I'm not going to. Hold on a second. Did I not play this yesterday? The angry astronaut? Absolute smoking gun evidence that 3i Atlas is in fact an alien craft. Well, I don't remember playing this. And you can tell by my voice, I mean it. God, what a jag-off. All right, let's play this. It's interesting.
About 3i Atlas, things have changed yet again. As I reported a couple of days ago, non-gravitational acceleration was now reported, has officially been reported for 3i Atlas. It has now been confirmed after multiple observations have been made, downgraded slightly by about 1/3 or so. But even with that downgrading, we are seeing more non-gravitational acceleration, more of an adjustment in 3i Atlas's speed and trajectory than any natural comet in history. At this kind of distance, the sun shouldn't be hot enough to excite the surface of 3i Atlas to the degree to where you're going to have all of this explosive outgassing that would cause such a significant adjustment in its speed and trajectory after all of these months of this object not varying at all, not deviating off its course by even a slight amount. And that's backed up by hundreds of observations. So all of a sudden we have this abrupt change in speed and course. And if it were natural, we should have a massive cloud of dust and debris and a very obvious tail, because we're talking about over 10% of the mass of this object, billions of tons of gas and dust, debris, etc., must have explosively outgassed from this object in order to create the biggest NGA adjustment in history. So is this what happened? I'll bet you can guess the answer to that.
I don't remember playing that. Man, it's just getting weirder and weirder. Kind of like the Charlie Kirk assass. The whole thing's just blowing up. 3i Atlas, man, I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. The CIA, Mossad are officially pushing the narrative that 3i Atlas is a gigantic alien spacecraft closing in on Earth. Leading UFO expert Daniel Liz joins Alex Jones. Didn't I play that already? Oh, I played part of it. That's right, and I wanted to continue more. Yeah, I played up to like right here. Yep, that's it. I stopped it at 4:05, I believe. Listen to this. Avi Loeb, and then we get into Dark Journalist a little bit. I didn't play this. This is good. I'm glad I'm continuing it. I am. Go. Hey. Oh, it's going to take a second. If I refresh, it'll work. But if I don't, it'll go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, refresh.
Recently, it must have if it's a natural comet, it must.
It should be a source of propulsion other than gravitational pull, or
we did play
it
this.
has an engine. And if it does not have an engine, you're suggesting it should have been shedding size. That's the only way.
Yeah, we played this. That's right. It should be shedding size. Bop, ba, dop, ba, dop. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't care. Let's get rid of that. And we're saving that. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff, but it's all discombobulated on my computer. All right, here we go. Oh, no. Let me play this. This is from Arnold Schwarzenegger. He says, I've done nearly 20,000 workouts in my life, and I've seen what works for all levels. Well, that was awful. I create a free workout guide to show you what works, whether you're beginner or the advanced helicopter or chopper. You have to get to the jet. All right, here we go. Yeah, my mouth is too dry to do a good cotton mouth. Oh, wow. Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, that looks different than what was on the phone. All right, I'm not putting that up on the screen. It's a nothing booger. I thought it would be interesting, but it's not. I just realized there was no link. All right, here we go. What is going on? Here we go. I'm having a very strange experience with the computer. All right. I wanted to play this, I guess, for a minute.
Of course, tonight I am joined by the lovely Olivia.
Hi, everybody.
And Sammy Van, Lou Elizondo, Chris Mellon, and Avi Loeb has been right in the heart of it. We've reported on him all along. Now, I've always said along the way that any of these guys were offered for years to come on the show and have a gentleman's debate about the whole thing.
Right.
But instead, they did all this stuff in the background, and try to take down our research and launch trolls and all this kind of stuff. None of it worked because I know I have the facts on my side with this, and I was always open to them coming in, but they cannot come on a show like this because I will ask the tough questions, and that will be the end of the operation. So they can go on Bill Maher, who doesn't know anything about the UFO file, and steamroll and just, he can feel like he's being cool just talking about UFOs. But of course, we've done the real work on that. Now, what you have is, with that whole thing, of course, Maher promoting Dan Farah and the Age of Disclosure. This is interesting to me because Dan Farah actually is Steven Spielberg's producer, right? As we said in the episode last week. But he is also Lou Elizondo's agent. And so Lou Elizondo, the false, counterintelligence agent masquerading as a whistleblower.
Wow. I like hearing this stuff from some other people. The Vern dude showing some love with the $10 super dono. It's a donation with no sticker, no nothing. It's just pure love, man. That's how guys do it here on Goof On. Thanks, man. That was pretty generous of you. And a continuing supporter. Thank you, the Vern dude. Showing love. Man style. Appreciate that. Hey, Dark Sky, how you doing, man? He says it's wild people bought into this being anything but a space rock. I blame Avi, says Dark Sky. Thanks, the Vern dude. There we are from X. Finally, some people on X. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Yep, I did show that. Yeah, I know. Yep. The memory's not what it used to be. All right, here we go.
So, thoroughly discredited, lied in public over and over again. Those are just the facts.
Yes.
the other person who's the leading spokesman in this documentary, Age of Disclosure, which comes out November 21st, the day before the assassination anniversary of President John F. Kennedy. Hell of a timing. And by the way, I found out that on Fox News, they're doing a roundtable with all of the Age of Disclosure guys the night before the launch to make sure they get that maximum Amazon hit with Prime. But I'll tell you, I'm putting this public challenge out here right now. There's a guy on Fox who follows my work very closely, and he follows me on X, and that's Jesse Waters, who took over for Tucker there. And he does all kinds of different types of shows, and he's trying to really get into some things. Now, my challenge to him is this, which is, I know he's interested in the UFO file. Those guys are doing a roundtable on the 20th. Invite me on as the rebuttal to them, because I can rebut and show you where the op is, who's in charge of it. They need to ask questions with somebody like Director Dan Farah, such as, is the the intelligence agencies, what role do the intelligence agencies have in bankrolling this film? How is Steven Spielberg involved? Steven Spielberg, of course, is launching a movie May 2026 that's all about the UFO file, shot in New Jersey during the time of the drone raids, as we call them, the drone swarms. And this is all very interesting to me, because what we have going on there is the collusion of these groups. And Lou Elizondo is very involved in that film as well. So Spielberg, the Central Intelligence Agency, the UFO file. It's a very bad combination. It's the CIA Hollywood nexus taking over and removing the independent research community on the UFO file, and the people in the UFO field cheering it on, because
it's all going to be on the left.
Apparently, most of those people in the field who do the research and stuff don't know anything about the Central Intelligence Agency and get very, very uncomfortable when I bring it up. But hey, these are the facts. And the Central Intelligence Agency, this is their history. This is their record. And they are deep, deep, deep in this document. It's quite fascinating because...
Whoops, I accidentally hit that. Oh, wow.
Politely referred to as UAPs. Several of those people turned out to be both wealthy and generous, gifting Loeb with large sums of money to use for further, more formal investigations. I always emphasize the fact that it's not a philosophical question whether an object is an artifact from a technological civilization, Loeb says. It's very easy to answer by taking high-resolution photographs. That is why he and his research partners at Galileo hope to do so by building small arrays. Interestingly enough, they haven't produced any UFO photos. None. Zero. They have...
All right. I'll put the link to that in the show description. I thought he was going to go another way. I know there was more to go over, but not really interesting. All right, hold on a second. No. Okay. Oh, no. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I forgot I had this. Oh, God, it's old. Forget it. I am just baffled right here. Just baffled at what I'm looking at. I just don't get it. How this happens to me all the time. All right. I want to formally apologize to Richard Doty and the CIA for my actions over the past 16 months. Says Grider. I gave in to peer pressure from the cell of insurgent debunkers working to undermine the integrity of this community. The PSYOP was coming from inside the house. This entire time, and I've only realized the truth now. I love my country. Now is the time to honor our heroes, for men like Rick Doty are fighting every day for each and every one of us. From now on, I stand side by side with the patriots of disclosure. You fool! You fool! Sincerely. Wait, hold on. Doesn't say, but then they show a letter here from Dolores Nelson, Executive Secretary, Agency Release Panel from the CIA, April 2nd, 2010. This responds to your undated letter. Hold on. I want to show you. Hold on, kids. That's as big as it's going to get. Sorry. This responds to your undated letter appealing our January 15th, 2008 determination regarding your Freedom of Information Act or your FOIA request for records on Richard Doty. Specifically, you appealed our determination to deny you information based on Section 6 of the CIA Act of 1949, which exempts from disclosure the organization, functions, names, official titles, salaries, or numbers of personnel employed by the agency on the basis of Freedom of Information Act exemptions B, I, and B3. We also note that you are requesting all information on Mr. Doty, not just that information which applies to use of his services or employment of this individual. The Agency Release Panel, ARP, considered your appeal and directed that a thorough search be conducted, which resulted in the location of responsive material. During a telephone conference with a member of my staff, you indicated that Mr. Doty is still alive and that you are unable to obtain a privacy waiver from him. Therefore, the ARP determined that the material is properly classified and must be protected from release on the basis of Freedom of Information Act exemptions B1, B3, and B6. Therefore, in accordance with agency regulations, the ARP denied your appeal. For your information, agency regulations are set forth in Part 1900 of Title 32 of the Code of Federal Regulations. In accordance with the provisions of the FOIA, you have the right to seek judicial review of this determination in the United States District Court. Sincerely, Dolores M. Nelson. Executive Secretary, Agency Release Panel. That just goes to show you they're not going to give you any information on Richard Doty, even though he is a government employee, was a government employee. I still think once you're always an employee, you're always an employee, even if you get fired. But he didn't get fired, did he? He retired, or did he? Or is he still getting paid on a little hush-hush money on the side? You know what I mean? Richard Doty is dirty. Dirty Dick Doty. Dirty. Dirty as the dollar it is dirty. 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 No, really, he's dirty. Dirty. Dirty Lou. Dirty, everybody's dirty. All right, let me pull this up. What is this? No. Sorry. You guys don't understand. I wish I could show you, but I cannot. Did you hear about this this new movie? Proud to announce that my new UFO documentary, Era of Disclosure, debuts this month. This could change the game. They're calling it the 8th most important UFO documentary of November 2025. Please like and share our new trailer to help get the word out. Okay. There's no trailer. Well, where would it be? Where is it? What is it called? Era of Disclosure. Let's see if we can find it. Era of Disclosure. Era of Disclosure. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I saw the, here's the trailer. There was a super chat that came in. Let me pull that up. Did I already say it? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, the Vern dude showing love. Thank you. I just want to make sure. I thought I heard another one. I just did now. I heard something. I don't know. Somebody subbed. Somebody subbed? I don't know what it means. I don't know what you guys are doing. All right, let's get this up and running. Pull this over to you guys. So this is the official trailer for the Age of Disclosure. In a few seconds, I'll have this and we're going to take a look. No, sorry.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
We are ready. Ooh, no.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists. UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
So look at that thing. It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret. Very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis. But that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history. You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for a species. It has so many.
Yo, look at that. What's going on? David Wilcox, not Wilcox, just gifted 5 Goof On memberships. Check it out. Dude, thank you very much. Deadfish Cheese Spread received a membership. WAF 007 received a membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcox. SoCal Squatcher received a membership from David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Nick Tech Admin received a gift membership by David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Pat Mitch got a free membership for Goof On through David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Capiche? Thank you very much, everybody, for accepting the gifts. Not like you had a choice. And thank you, David Wilcox, not Wilcox, for gifting those. By the way, those memberships expire after the 30 days. They do not renew automatically. If you feel like you want to renew, that's up to you. Thank you, David. Wilcox, not Wilcock. Wow. I love seeing that. That's cool. Appreciate that. That's fun. That's a lot of new people. It's putting a little pressure on me. I'm scared. Got to work hard now. All right. Oh, I can't play some of these. Darn it. I didn't know. Anytime I see something that's like really interesting, it's like a History Channel or the other channel. It's always mainstream. It's getting hard. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. What the? oh, Jake Barber, what's he saying? The Department of War is censoring the manifesto of Matthew Leibelsberger, the Cybertruck bomber from January 1st, because he talked about the mystery drones that are now appearing all over Europe. According to him, they use advanced Chinese anti-gravity propulsion technology. The U.S. apparently has the same technology and is preparing for World War III. Oh my God. Matthew Leibelsberger was a former Green Beret. In his theory, he is one of the 40 first-hand whistleblowers about the UAP phenomenon who briefed David Grush. In this interview, Jake Baba discusses his demise, and as a Green Beret, I suspect he was part of or knew many members of the Skywatchers. Everything is connected. You just need to keep your eyes open, he says. Oh, brother. What's going on, guys? Gary Nolan now is saying something non-human is here, guys. What are we doing? What's going on? Really? Why? Why are they doing this? These claims are unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't get it. Look at this. Listen to Gary P. Nolan, and the P is not for professor. Share.
At least the claim of it. The question you ask about, can you enhance? That is part of a discussion in the group.
Speak.
And I won't talk for other people who could talk it better than me. But it was from the very beginning, in my mind, once you localize a function in the caudate putamen that might be involved in the processing of information, if not the actual, let's say, antenna. I don't think the caudate putamen is the antenna. I think it's a processing function, and that the information is somehow, if it's real, impinged across the brain, and then it's coordinated in the caudate putamen, and that's actually what caudate putamen does with senses. It takes all your senses, incorporates them into a structure downstream of executive function that says, this is what I need to do. And then unconscious functions that say, react to that flash of light, or react to that leopard about to leap out of the bushes at me, in a subconscious way, processes it and says, here are the movements and things that you need to do relative to your emotional and memory state. That's for real.
Oh, God. Guys, take from that what you want. That's all I can do tonight. I got to go. Thank you, moderators, super chatters, newcomers, and veterans. Appreciate it. Thanks for helping out and keeping this show running and all that stuff. Everything helps. Yeah, thank you for the memberships that you gave out. David, thank you for that. And guys, we'll be back tomorrow. It's Tuesday. And If you ain't looking up, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for UFOlogy. Something like that. All right, we'll see you guys on the Flipperooski. Have a good night, everybody. Now, why isn't that going? See, there it is.